I am just finishing the second free webinar for Back on Track, the 90-day challenge. We had people on from New York, California, Georgia, New Orleans, Indianapolis, Arizona, Detroit, Texas, Ohio. We had people from all around the country, and these are purpose driven, powerful people who are doing amazing things who admit, look, I do it for everyone else, and I need some support to do it for myself. I'm going to share some clips from Thursday's webinar and some other information that I think will be pertinent for you to catch up and complete this kickoff for the 90-day challenge, which is so important. It's the prerequisite for joining the group. Well, welcome to Back on Track 90-day challenge. Woohoo! Grateful for those of you who are in the room today. Amazing, powerful people who help others but want some support to get help themselves with their passion projects, dream deferred, lifestyle change. As a coach and CEO of The Greater Advantage, my mission is that I believe everybody deserves a greater advantage. So I like to leverage technology to give access and affordability to high quality coaching. And so that's my mission, and that's what I'm up to. So today is a free webinar. I will give you value. I will get you started on your 90 days of a goal. Today we're going to attempt to clarify that goal, or at least give you the tools to clarify what goal you want to focus on, and also share a storyboarding process that can support you in that, and also get you started on the very first mindset for successfully navigating change that I'm going to share with you as well. Some of you have already signed up to participate in the group coaching for the whole 90 days. So you'll be staying on, and we'll be doing meetups bi-weekly. And at the end of the webinar, I will share more about that and how you can choose to participate all 90 days if you would like. And if not, I'm going to set you up for success so that no matter what, you have a jump start to your goals. This is my theory. We can always get back on track. We can always get back on track, but it takes work to do so. It takes work to get back, and then it takes work to stay on track. And one of the things that's really been on my mind and my heart today is that we have to forgive ourselves for our past failures. Like, sometimes we beat ourselves up, especially the perfectionists in the room. We feel bad about what we didn't achieve. So we're going to be looking at the internal goals, like forgiving ourselves, like self-discipline, like self-worth, taking time, self-love, to make time for ourselves. And there's only one ground rule. And this is the proverbial mask. The ground rule is mask off, mask on. Mask off. First, we have to let our human side out and be able to say, I maybe don't have it all together. And typically there is some area in my life or thing that I'm working on that I keep on recycling and not doing so well. Or there's always something I can do to improve, or as I can say, maintenance takes work. So let's admit that. And then mask on. And that is to also admit that we, like on the airplane, need to put our mask on for ourselves, because we're all people who help other people, or are role models for or do things for other people, put something amazing out in the world for other people, and we have to take time for ourselves. Sometimes it's hard to stay on track because relapse is part of it. The good news is I also know from my own personal experience and working with many, many clients that we can also transform. So we can have a situation where we keep getting stuck or not doing what we say we're going to do, and then we can have that big breakthrough where that is not an issue anymore. So I do know that, and I'm sure you guys can agree with that. So I have 7 mindsets for success, or 7 mindsets for successfully navigating change. And those are hope, grace, self-control, focus, strength, perseverance, and transformation. And so what we're going to do today is talk about the first mindset, which is hope. And so we're going to embark first on this very first step, which is more like a first leap. And I call this step break camp and move on. And it's from one of my favorite Bible verses from Deuteronomy 1:6. We've been at this mountain long enough. It's time to break camp and move on. And that's spiritually what really got me even starting my own business. It was like, you've been at this mountain long enough. It's time to break camp and move on. This is something that you've wanted for a really long time. It's time to do it. So whenever I feel stuck or I get stuck, I take that leap and remember, look, I've been at this mountain long enough. It's time to break camp and move on. And to me, Moses was the best coach ever, because as he was taking the children of God through the wilderness to the promised land, he first set them down and said, let's stop first and look back over what we've been through. For them, it was 40 years. For some of us, it might be 40 years. I've got some things I've been wanting to do for 40 years. You know what I mean? So you take a look back and you do a review. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do and how to storyboard that, so that then we can move with confidence forward with that hope. I love this picture of her reaching up to the hope to grab that hope. And then when we get through all 7 mindsets, we will be on our way to our 90-day goal. The first thing we do is, when you talk about mindsets for successfully navigating change, I have a favorite change model that is called trans-theoretical model of change. And that's a fancy word, but it really means navigating the stages of change. And here are the stages of change. And today we're going to pause on really the second one. But we go from pre-contemplation to contemplation, not thinking about something, to thinking about it. You know, sometimes we are so stuck that we put it out of our mind even. And then like, woo, now I'm thinking about it. I'm ruminating on it. I'm almost obsessing over it, right? And then we go from thinking about it to preparing for it. And because I know some of you personally, I know that that means that I'm researching, I'm looking at it, I'm clipping it, I'm going to course after course after course about it. Like, you know, I'm looking at the exercise equipment that I'm gonna buy. So not thinking about it to thinking about it to preparing for it to then taking action. But it's a very interesting thing about this phase of taking action, because it's not the action that we think. It's like baby steps, just doing a little bit of it. And sometimes we think, oh, we got it, but we don't got it at that point. At that point, it is the beginning stages of action. And so then we go from action to maintenance, but in between that, there's relapse. And that's what this program is about. That's what this 90-day challenge is about, managing the relapse, so that when you do, or if you do, you can bounce right back into action. And then we can get into transformation. So those stages of change, there are so many coaching strategies and things we can do and learn to pop back out. So for the most part, I can look you in the eye and say, when I do fall off track, I know how to bounce right back, because I don't go back to thinking about it or preparing for it or any of those, beating myself up about it. Like, I can get right back into action. And then sometimes you can be transformed, like you say, and never deal with it again. But I think transformation is really also knowing how to hop back on. Look, so I ate the cake. We got a good cupcake place around there. I'm eating clean, but I ate the cake. Cupcake for my daughter's birthday, got right back on track, right? So what we're going to do is think about it today. That is our goal today, is to really, the stage that we're in is to think about it. And I'm going to share something that I want you to think about that I thought was pretty profound. I wish that I would have written this speech, but I'm going to let TD Jakes give this speech even better than I can. So here we go.
It's an urge. Truth be told, every champion has felt it. Every president has felt it. Every king has felt it. Every lion has felt it. Every winner has felt it. Every soldier has felt it. Every victorious person has felt it. The urge to quit. Don't you give up on your dream. I don't care if you don't have the money, you don't have the help, and you don't have the family for it, and you don't have the background for it, and you don't have the friends for it, don't you give up on your dream. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. It may take you twice as long. You may have to take courses and classes. You might not read as fast. You might not move as quick. You might not have as much. But don't you quit. Don't you quit. Don't you quit. You do make a difference. You do make a difference. You do make a difference. As weak as you are, as tired as you are, as many mistakes as you made, you do make a difference. There is something they would lose if you were not there. There was something that they would miss if you were not there. You do make a difference. You do make a difference. You do make a difference. Keep hopping. It's for people that are trying to hop their way back home. Come hell or high water, doing the best they can with what they got. That's who we are, doing the best we can with what we got. And we may not break any ribbons and we may not get any trophies, but if we can learn how to hang on in there, we'll be all right. I will not lie to you, I feel like going on. But I have seen days I did not want to get out of the bed, didn't want to put on clothes, and didn't even feel like brushing my teeth. I've seen days so dark that I just wanted to keep driving, and I didn't even care where I ended up or what you called me. They came, and they passed, and they came to pass. I kept the faith. I kept it. I lost a lot of stuff. I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of strength. I lost a lot of courage. I lost a lot of time. I lost a lot of money, but I kept down on my knees. I was still believing. Broke, I was believing. Lonely, I was believing. Betrayed, I was. If you lose a job, keep the faith. If you lose a spouse, keep the faith. If you bury your child, keep the faith. If you have to downsize, keep the faith. If you have to move in with your mama, keep the faith. If you're at your wit's end, keep the faith. If you have to catch the bus, keep the faith. If you have to thumb, keep the faith. If you get sick, keep the faith. If you lose your kidneys, keep the faith. If you got heart trouble, keep the faith. You might not get a new heart, but you gotta keep your faith.
So what came to mind for you with that? Because, I believe that when we have aha moments, the key is to have aha moments that last a lifetime. So that's what we're trying to lock in. So think about what he said about wrestling with the urge to quit. And we're going to start to refine what area that you want to claim as your 90-day goal. And it could be something that you're not doing, something that you want to do better, something that you've been, dreaming to do. It could be a lifestyle change. And one of the ways that I suggest that we do so, and I'm going to share the life review, and breaking camp and moving on was about sitting first and looking back over your life and determining what has been working and what hasn't been working. And so I did a storyboard of my wins and my setbacks. And for me, that was a big epiphany. I believe in storyboarding. Now you can journal. Journaling is equally powerful. You could record yourself. That's equally powerful if you're not someone that likes to take pen to paper. I like the storyboarding because I'm able to take my Post-it notes and move it around, and then I can carry it on to each part of the process that I'm doing. Certain ones get carried forward. So that ultimately, as we do the life review, and then we do a SWOT analysis of our strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and then we do a force field analysis, and then we do some other things, the visioning, we can carry these notes along the way. However, if you love journaling, then journal, whatever works for you. First, I suggest that we look holistically. It's like a helicopter ride hovering about 10,000 feet above your circumstances. And you look holistically at all the areas of your life, and then you'll be more specific in the one area that you want to work on, and then the one aspect of that you want to work on. As you are doing your review, I want you to begin to think about the holistic perspective, your spiritual life, your physical life, your relational life, vocational, financial, societal, and recreational. And then you can start to look, is there an area of my life that's on red or yellow that I do need to focus on? And then as you're doing your storyboard, you can think about those areas. So what you'll see for me is I looked at my life review and I said, you know what, I've had some wins with my family. I've had some wins by moving to California. I had some wins with nesting. There's several clients that are business clients that are important for my financial stability of my business. I've done a cleanse, and Joy is my puppy that I got. And so those are some of my wins along the way of the pandemic. And then when I looked at my setbacks, I'm trying to grow out my fro. I had some stress, hair loss from stress. So that's something that the pandemic didn't help with, the stress of that. So as I calm down, my follicles are, we're happy. We're happy. So everything's coming back. Gained some weight I need to lose. Even though I was doing a cleanse, started it, I hadn't been doing it, and I definitely wasn't exercising. Want to get some financial wealth going in my life and business. So I was able to look at the areas of my wins and setbacks and say, I am deciding between three things. I'm looking at either vocational, there's some things I want to do with my business, like get my podcast out there, either in a TV series, podcast on a platform of some type, or
Right.
a web series,
Mhm.
and get some funding with that so that I can give my coaching away and it be sponsored. And then I said there's some financial things that I want to do to build wealth and create my coaching business up. And then the other one is physical, that I really want to start exercising, because I'm sick and tired of hearing me say, and I like it. My friends were like, you love exercising. Why aren't you exercising? So I'm leaning toward, that's why you see that one in the yellow. I'm leaning toward my 90-day goal being around physical. And it would be, I call it the wow, a woman who works out.
Mhm.
I want to be a workout woman, a working out woman. So wow, that's what I want to be. I want to be like Jada Pinkett's mama. You all ever seen her? Jada Pinkett's mama has on a swimsuit, bikini. Jada Pinkett's mama, and y'all ain't gonna be able to tell me nothing. You're gonna be like, put some clothes on the podcast, on the webinar. I don't see you in your bikini. So as you are thinking about and reflecting on your life review and what your wins and your setbacks are, I want to just give you a little bit of what I heard others say. And we had people looking at time frames, anything from the history, from the past to now, to 2012 to 2022, the last 3 months, 2020 to 22, from 2018 to now. So the time frames varied. And here are some of the wins. One person said they got their doctoral degree. Another person said they won in love and having a life partner. Someone said they won in spiritual practices, being more courageous to have a social media presence. One got a raise after 5 years. Really had the biggest financial gain in their business and was able to buy a home. Got married and reconnected with family members and returned to their ideal weight. Also accomplishing a bachelor's degree and other promotions in their career. So those were some of the wins we heard. And then some of the setbacks were to have the pandemic impact their business and their finances. Really being able to be the face of their brand, to didn't get the job that they wanted. Someone also said health issues was a setback. Loss of consistent fitness and dedicated movement time. Setback learning how to really be married after they got married. Um, early retirement because they became the caregiver of their family members. So the assignment for you is to do that life review, take that moment, that pause to look back, to move forward. And as you are doing your life review, you're looking at your wins and your accomplishments over a given time period that you choose, and also what your setbacks were. We don't get stuck there though. We look at the things that didn't work out the way we wanted. If we need to grieve, if we need to cry, we get those emotions out and get on, let go of the guilt. And then if you see things that you left behind that you want to bring forward, then commit ferociously to doing so. That is the assignment. If you are joining us and becoming part of the Back on Track community and joining the group coaching program, then you will get a link to the private Facebook group, where I will also post assignments and videos from time to time, encouraging you and giving you other tips and strategies. We will have bi-weekly meetups. And if you miss a meetup, nothing, you'll miss the group interaction, but that's okay. You'll still get the assignment on the Facebook group page. And I will also be sending out weekly emails with inspiration and the assignment. And you can reply to me directly on the email, and you can get some virtual coaching that way. I will also be offering the option to have one-on-one coaching if you need a little bit more. I had one person already sign up to get some one-on-one coaching because she wanted some help with just getting, her mind right for the program and getting clarity on her goal and things like that. And all this takes place by simply registering at kimbetty.com Back on Track, and you can register. And if you go solo, it's $150 for 90 days for 3 months. So that's $50 a month. And if you go BOGO, you can get your accountability partner and one of you register, and you split the investment, and then it would be $75 for 3 months, which is $25 a month. And weekly, that's like $6.25 a week. So I hope to see you in our Back on Track community. And I can't wait to support you with that 90-day goal.